The two sisters were clearly married off on the same day. Yet after marriage, their lives turned out completely different. The older sister, Alice, was married off by her stepmother to a poor young man named Evan. Everyone thought her future life would be full of hardship, but unexpectedly, with her help, Evan actually became the richest man. The two lived a life like immortals. However, the CEO that the younger sister Jessica married was a disabled man. On their wedding night, because he was humiliated by Jessica, his depression flared up and he passed away. Jessica also fell into becoming a beggar. After learning that Alice had become the wife of the richest man, Jessica became consumed by jealousy and even killed her in public. Unexpectedly, the very next second, Alice returned to the day of her wedding, seeing her stepmother once again forcing her to marry Evan. Just as Alice thought she couldn't escape her fate, Jessica suddenly snatched the marriage contract and insisted on marrying Evan herself. The stepmother thought she had lost her mind, but Jessica said she couldn't steal Alice's good marriage. Alice immediately sensed something was wrong and realized that Jessica had also been reborn. She pretended to say that Evan's family had no money and that marrying him would mean suffering, but Jessica didn't care at all. Little did she know it was a pit of fire. It turned out that the reason Evan could rise was entirely due to Alice's secret help. And Evan not only disliked women but also frequently beat and scolded Alice. Therefore, Alice concluded that Jessica's life would not be easy. Soon, the two of them went outside to wait for the groom. Evan arrived first, riding a motorcycle. When the stepmother saw how shabby he looked, she urged Jessica to think it over again, but Jessica was convinced Evan would become the richest man and confidently walked toward him. Just as the two were about to leave, William's butler drove up in a luxury car to pick up Alice. As Alice was about to leave, her father called out to her and went inside to bring out a box and hand it to her. The stepmother thought he had given Alice valuable dowry gifts, so she deliberately knocked the box over, only to find there was just a medical book and a box of needles inside. Only then did the stepmother stop and told Alice to take these pieces of junk and get out. Alice held back her anger, picked up the items, and left with the butler. After arriving at William's house, the butler reminded Alice that William had a bad temper, and it was best not to provoke him easily. But Alice had already made up her mind to change William's fate. So when William didn't allow her into the house, Alice instead pushed the door open and went inside, and said she had already married into the family, so why shouldn't she be allowed inside? Then she walked straight up to William, but as soon as she touched his legs, she was pushed away. Alice questioned whether he wanted to never stand up for the rest of his life. William didn't understand what she meant, so Alice said she could cure him. Then she took out silver needles,